Take a moment to envision a 200-acre park nestled right in the heart of Mission Viejo, which embraces culture, open space, and recreational amenities. That's the Los Osos project, which is designed to connect the civic core area to the open space along Oso Creek Trail. Hi, I'm Mayor Trish Kelly, inviting you to join me out on the trail for a special episode of Mission Viejo today. Based on extensive resident and property owner input, the Los Osos plan provides a framework for creating a central gathering place, enhancing the community aesthetics, creating a walkable village, and connecting the civic and retail core to the more restaurants, shops, and cultural areas and activities. As a master planned community, Mission Viejo has deep roots in embracing the idea of connecting families and visitors to the many assets residing along the Oso Creek Trail. To talk to this today is an ideal guest for the subject, Assistant City Manager Keith Rattay, who has dedicated so many years to this project and improving this trail. Keith, today we're sitting at a new section of the trail, a section that's been recently worked on. Can you tell us a little bit about this particular part of the trail and what has happened over the last few months?
Absolutely, thank you very much. The Oso Creek Trail, as you know, expanded when we purchased the golf course back in 2019, and we are finally getting to making some improvements that the community can really enjoy. So we started out first by providing an asphalt trail that connects from the existing portion of the trail all the way up to the Oso Creek Golf Course. Last year we did a section with the unique tunnel art piece called Tunnel Vibrations, and this year we did this area that's behind us here that really features some really nice seating areas, takes advantage of the views, but also provides an opportunity for people to really remember what Oso stands for, which is bear in Spanish. And so there you go. Those sculptures were actually made by one of our contractors, West Coast Arborists. Those are made out of redwood logs. And West Coast Arborists has one of their members is an amazing chainsaw artist. And so we thought it was kind of fun and a great tribute to the Oso Creek Trail to have these bears be sort of our mascot, and obviously they have been very successful and a lot of photographs have been taken in front of them.
Yes, including mine.
Exactly.
And my grandchildren.
Right.
I have seen that person actually working, and it's amazing the work that he does. And we recently had the Earth Day celebration here and brought out a lot of families to help plant and to see this particular bears,
Correct.
And enjoyed the time out here on the trail. Now, we're not far from the Geronimo Tunnel.
Correct.
I was just watching the program you and I did in 2021, which was Mission Viejo Today, the popular parks.
Right.
And we talked about the various parks. And one of the things you mentioned at that point was the plans that you had for the Geronimo Tunnel. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been done there and then some of the events that people are enjoying at the tunnel now?
Yes, absolutely. The tunnel was painted as a piece of art. It's called Tunnel Vibrations. We used very carefully selected paints that sort of vibrate when you look at them with your eyes, and that's what creates the vibration of the tunnel. We've been able to actually host several concerts inside the tunnel. We did a concert series starting in January. We had 4 different concert events, and what was very exciting is the crowd grew from a couple hundred almost up to 500 in the final concert we had last month in April. And we plan to do more in the fall. We've had a lot of requests from the community. When's it going to happen again? When's the next one? But it's a very unique experience. It's a very intimate experience, and it's something that we would definitely invest the time and the money and the energy into doing in the future. So.
It really is interesting, and for those who haven't been out here to see that Geronimo Tunnel, I would recommend it. And as you mentioned, the events have been very, very popular. I've heard really wonderful comments about them.
Right.
So we've started here on the north end of the trail, or a northern portion of the trail, and we're going to be moving south.
Okay.
Tell us about the next section, the plans for the next section of the trail.
Absolutely. So a part of the project that we've been working on over the last 5 or 6 years has really been this idea of connecting, or a more connected Mission Viejo. The area that we're currently sitting in is referred to as the North Open Space, which starts basically at Casa del Sol Road and goes down to the tunnel. And then down from the tunnel going towards La Paz Road is our sort of core area recreational zone. And then as we go underneath La Paz Road and go all the way between La Paz Road and Marguerite Parkway, that's truly the core area of Mission Viejo, and I would say that is more of the civics and commercial zone of the Oso Creek Trail. And as you previously mentioned, we're working on a project called Los Osos. Los Osos is an area within the village center that really is a place for people in the community to gather for events, for our very exciting farmers market, which we have on a weekly basis. We've been having night markets once a month, and many, many other events. Over the last year, since we've been really promoting the program, we've done over 100 different events in the North Paseo portion of the Los Osos project. So as you know, that has been a long-term project. I personally have been working on something down in that area for well over 15 years, but once we bought the Steinmart building back in 2020, that really allowed us to really begin to more specifically design and program. And so over the last 2 years, the city has been very extensively getting out with the community and letting them know about the project at all the special events, council meetings. We've had over, I believe, 12 different public input meetings, and we've produced numerous documents. We have a new website called Envision MV, which we launched about 2 years ago, and it's done very well. We have a lot of interest. A lot of people know that's where they go see what's going on in the North Paseo area. The city gave the direction to the staff to come up with a plan that was a long-term plan. So I would say that this is a multi-decade, maybe 10 years at least, or maybe longer before it all gets 100% done. Both just takes time to go through the process as well as financially, and so the city is working that plan. We currently have funds set aside to do the first phase, which is the Paseo, the North Paseo. And that Paseo will include beautiful seating areas, a nice open grass area for the kids to run and play, a small restaurant, small bar area, just a wonderful place for people to join together for concerts, for art shows. It'll be a backdrop for the farmers market, the night markets, all those things that are currently existing in the North Paseo.
That's really exciting news, and I know that our residents are very excited about this project. The events that we've had at Los Osos
Right.
have been a lot of events. Every week there are several events. I'm there at least once or twice a week,
Right.
often with grandchildren.
Right.
And so I think the city's done a great job of getting a good start on that project. And that section of trail is my favorite. That's where I walk several times a week, and
Right.
beautiful views of the creek and the birds and the wildlife down there. So it's really exciting to see these plans moving forward. Now, one question I get asked all the time is, we have built the excitement for this project, and now people are saying, when is it going to be done? Or
Right.
what's next? So can you give us a little preview of what's next, and maybe a little bit of the timeline?
Sure, absolutely. So the city as I said, has funds available to do the first phase. The first phase is primarily the North Paseo. The goal would be that we would go out to bid in the next 2 months, and that hopefully we can begin construction of the first phase this fall. There are a few hurdles to jump through, so I would say either either this fall or the first of next year, but we would definitely get started within that time frame. I believe it'll take about a year to complete, so I'm hopeful that by the end of 2025 it will be up and available for the community to enjoy again. The first phase does not include renovating the Steinmart building. other than we currently and are in the process of doing some improvements to improve the aesthetics, repainting the building. We've added some other things. We are going to be creating a bunch of seating areas underneath that shade area all along the building. But the first phase does not include sort of boring a hole through that building like ultimately what will happen. So in the next phase, the plan will be to sort of break apart the building into two buildings, and the paseo will go right through the building, and then it will go towards the back, towards the Oso Creek Trail we're sitting on right now. So that is how the second phase will go. And then the third phase will probably be some of the amenities in that portion of the trail that you were referring to earlier, which is basically between La Paz and Marguerite Parkway.
That's a really unique idea, to go right through the center of a building.
Right.
And I think that that is where we are providing a really unique opportunity for our residents to actually have something special there.
Right.
That is, all of these plans look wonderful, and again, I say that we've had so much excitement about it. Now, I know the City Council has been looking at various methods of funding this project, but can you tell our residents what some of those plans are for funding?
Sure. The project currently is estimated to be at $68 million overall. The city has roughly $6 million that we have set aside as a part of our initial purchase and sale of bonds that we sold back in 2019 to buy the Steinmart building. We set aside some money to do a first phase improvement, which is what we plan to do with the money for the first phase, for the Los Osos North Paseo. The second phase and the third phase will be done with other bond sales programs. The city currently has a few other bonds that they are getting close to being done and being paid off. The City Hall, library, just in the next 2, 3, 4 years. And so the thought is that as those things get paid off, additional funds the city can use then to take on some of the additional debt to pay for the bonds. So that we feel is probably the right way in which to do it. But again, it's one of those projects that it doesn't have to happen all at once. It can happen over time. I think we've learned that I think the golf course is a good example of that just doing improvements a little at a time and doing thoughtful improvements that are well thought out, that are meaningful to the community, seem to be well received, and builds excitement and keeps interest in the project.
Oh, that's so true. And the golf course is a great example of what we've been able to do with obtaining an asset and then, as you said, little by little improving it. So we have a track record of doing a good job on these projects.
Absolutely. I think it's really just about being thoughtful and really listening to the community, but also, taking calculated risk on each and every move that we make.
Well, we have had quite a bit to chat about here, and I wonder if there's anything else that you want to fill us in about the Los Osos project and the trail connectivity and some of those ideas that you've been working on and promoting for the last few years.
Absolutely. To me, the purchase of the Oso Creek Golf Course really sort of galvanized or kicked off this concept of a more connected Mission Viejo. Back in 2018, the city adopted their bikeway master plan and connectivity plan. And that was really our very first thought about how the city can become connected, not just through vehicles, but through walking, through riding bikes. And so by purchasing the golf course, that purchased this open space that we are sitting in, and that was truly the connection that really got us thinking about everything could be connected off the Oso Creek Trail. I think almost every single city asset, other than maybe one of the recreation centers or two of them, are literally located right off the Oso Creek Trail. That's a very unique thing, even in a city that's not brand new, and we're an established city, to be able to get that all to work with a city that's not brand new and not been planned from the very beginning as far as the trail goes. That's a pretty exciting accomplishment. And so the whole idea is that everything that we can do to drive people to the Oso Creek Trail and bringing people back on the trail. And there's many, many programs the staff continues to work on or consider that just gets people down here to enjoy it, but also to do things that you maybe wouldn't expect, such as the tunnels and the concert. A very unexpected thing, but a very exciting and unexpected thing at the same time. I think it's that element of surprise is what people enjoy. And so you don't expect it, and yet it happens. And it's like, wow, that's pretty darn cool. So
That's true. That's true. I was so surprised to see those
Yeah.
concerts
Yeah.
available in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, where we are right now, this was the missing link in
Correct.
our trail system. So
Correct.
by purchasing the golf course and the accompanying acreage, we were able to connect and make that final connection. And it really has brought a wonderful asset and improved an asset that we have here in the city. And again, I think that the work we've done on the golf course and the work that's been done so far at Los Osos is exciting, and we're looking forward to seeing that continue. How can you mentioned our website, the website that we have regarding Los Osos. Can you please tell our residents how they can learn more about this project?
Absolutely. The best way, obviously, is to go on the Envision MV website. On that website, you'll see several different categories. We are currently working on a new category called Shop the Core, and we've inventoried all the businesses that are in the shopping centers located within the core area of Mission Viejo. So you'll be able to get a registry of what shops or stores are in each of the shopping centers, especially as we begin and continue to attract people from outside the area, and then. The other areas, there's a resource section on there, and every single report, every single study, everything that we have done to really analyze the validity and give validity to the Los Osos project is listed in that resource section of the Envision MV. The other thing that's in the Envision MV website is the schedule, and it talks about if you want to know what's going on in the North Paseo, when the night markets are, when the various events are, that is the place to go and see and check and see what's coming up next. And I believe that ultimately that will become the place to go and look once the Envision MV, once the North Paseo is built, then that's really where people will begin to see the various activities that are happening within the core area of the city.
Good, good. And those activities are so much fun and so important. As I said, I'm over there at least once, 2, 3 times a week with various activities going on, and we expect to see that build. This has been also really good for the businesses that are currently in the center.
Correct. They've all done really, really well, with the increased traffic that our events are creating. We do visit with them at least quarterly throughout the year, making sure that we're asking, hey, how are things going? Are you being impacted? And on the whole, most of them are very, very excited about what we have done and accomplished. And those that are probably the most impacted have actually done very, very well. Even when we bring in food trucks and those kind of things, it seems to improve even those food uses within the shopping center. So we feel confident, and we're thankful that we're able to work with the businesses and to get things moving forward for our community so we can have a nicer quality core and downtown area in Mission Viejo.
And that's the vision.
That is the vision, correct.
And that, again, I know I've used the word exciting several times,
Yeah.
but this really is. And this is an enhancement to our city, an improvement in quality of life. We're always looking at how to improve quality of life for our residents through our
Exactly.
parks, through our facilities and our amenities. So this is another great example of what we're doing for our residents here in Mission Viejo. Now, I have to take the opportunity to thank you for your years and years of service in Mission Viejo. As I've said so many times, the fingerprints of Keith Rattay are all over the city. And between the parks, the landscaping, the center medians, everything, you have had a vision and a participation in what has gone on, and we are so very grateful to your contributions in the city of Mission Viejo.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today and to fill us in about some of these projects and the project that we're looking at with Los Osos and our trail connectivity and so on. And I also would like to thank you residents and viewers for watching the program. I hope that you've learned some things about what we're planning, and I look forward to having you join me here on the trail in Mission Viejo.